Wanted to ask you, where have you seen the biggest growth in your game this season, especially in the last couple of games where you had that Marshawn Lynch-esque type runs?
Yes, sir. I just think just staying consistent. I just doing my job to the best of my ability. I feel like that's where I've grown. Just staying consistent, working on my second level speed, and then of course blocking.
And next we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, I've got two questions for you, man. First off, what's it like being able to play behind this offensive line and the holes they're able to create for you in the run game?
Yes, sir. I tell people it's the best foot in the world. If you're a running back, you definitely want to come here to this university behind that O line under Alex Marabou.
And then secondly, saw the ESPN story that they did on you when they talked to your mom and all that, and they mentioned that you've already decided, or it sounds like you've decided you're coming back for next year. Is that the case? And if so, what went into the decision?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's true. I'm coming back another year, and I have another year. I'm a junior, true junior. I have another year guaranteed, and man, I love this team, love this organization, love this culture, and I just want to spend one more time with my brothers while I can.
Next we'll go to Joey Kaufman. Joey, go ahead.
Mark, there was a time a couple years ago where you were committed to Ohio State before you ended up in Miami. Just wondered what you remember from being committed to the Buckeyes, and just kind of what ultimately was for you were the factors in ending up at Miami instead of Ohio State.
I'm sorry, maybe please repeat that for me one more time.
Yeah, just curious what the factors ultimately were when you decommitted from Ohio State and ended up at Miami back coming out of high school.
Okay, yeah, yes, sir. I'm from this area, and I just felt that, if anything were to go, not necessarily wrong, not planning for failure, but like I just felt that I would just be most successful if I just stayed home and played for the Hurricanes, and everything just worked out for me that way. So, yes, sir.
Was it hard to call the Ohio State coaches, or what do you remember just about sort of like that kind of parting?
Yeah, no, I feel like in that recruiting stage, I feel like all athletes, that's when you're gonna have to learn how to have those those hard conversations. That's just becoming a man, having to tell people no, having to disappoint people. But at the end of the day, this is your life. So yeah, that conversation was hard, and it was hard to tell other coaches no as well. Like, but that's what all athletes, in that recruiting stage have to go through. But it just makes you a better person, and especially a better man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next we'll go to Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Going good, and yourself?
Doing well. So kind of a similar question. Obviously, there's some guys on Ohio State. Brandon Innes, who you played with. I'm sure you've met, know the other South Florida guys on the team. Just what's it like when you're facing off against people you know? Just what is that like? Even if you're not going against them like directly, like obviously Brandon doesn't play defense. What's it like facing off against guys that you grew up with, guys that you've known for a while?
It makes it so much more fun. Like, we're both at, great schools, great universities, impacting people, chasing our dreams. And just because we're doing it at different places doesn't mean that we don't have the same goal. So, man, it's just a beautiful thing what this game brings. And yeah, it might have to turn you against your friends at a point in time, but hey, man, it's just a beautiful opportunity.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Patrick Murphy. Patrick, go ahead.
Hey, Mark. I know you guys have played some tough defenses this year, but statistically, the Buckeyes have the top rush defense in the country. What challenges do you see when you watch them on film in the rush defense department?
Big up front, big on the second level. Safeties come down, hit, communicate very well, fly around. It's just chaos everywhere. Those guys, they chase the ball, communicate very well, and they're just ball players, excited for the challenge. Gamers on every level.
And we'll wrap up with Dan Hope. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, with you once being committed to Ohio State and now being at Miami, does this feel like kind of a full circle moment for you playing them at this stage?
Yes, sir. It kind of does. You can say that. Yeah, no, I definitely kind of feel like a full circle moment. But hey, man, any game that I get to play, I'm just very blessed to have the opportunity.
And you were asked before about your former teammate, Brandon Ennis. Just what was he like as a teammate in high school, and what's it been like watching his career at Ohio State?
Yeah, no, he was. Every time I see him, man, he was just like my favorite player. So exciting to watch, and just watching his journey. He had to go through, some adversity. He's kind of, picking it up now. But man, his journey's not over yet. I'm excited to see what he does, and I'm definitely excited to play him.
ACC. So just I know you guys only had like a day or so of watching Ohio State film so far, but from watching their defensive front, what makes them so effective?
I mean, their D line is the power of their defense. I mean, these guys work so hard, and they're who they are because of them. With a lot of All Americans all around the board, and a lot of great talents around their defense as well. We're pretty excited to go over and get to play with them and get to compete for the one goal that we all want.
And then you've played next to Inez for a couple of years now. Just having basically grown up with him through the last couple of years, how have you seen him grow as a player and grow as like a leader on the team?
Yeah, I mean, he's been a leader from day one when I got in, but with his playing style, I mean, he elevates every year. You can, film don't lie, and when you watch from the beginning of my freshman year all the way to this year, I mean, he's improved like a bunch. He's a great leader off on the field. He talks a lot, and he's very vocal. And he goes out there and he stands by his business as well.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey there, CC. I've got two for you. First off, with the way the run game was yesterday, especially that final drive, how much fun is that for an offensive lineman to be able to pave the way for a guy like Mark Fletcher?
Yeah, I mean, the O-line always wants to run the ball. I feel like that's the model for every offensive lineman out there. But it's a good feeling to be able to not only contribute in pass blocking, but run blocking feels different because you're paving the way. And that's one thing that we take pride in. And yeah, we were just excited to help Mark Fletcher, do his thing. You see him; he's a bad guy out there. And we're just grateful to be able to be a part of that of him being able to do his own thing.
And then wanted to ask you about James Brockermeyer. He's really the only new addition to the offensive line this year. How were you guys able to ingratiate him and get him as basically to become one of the guys as quickly as you guys did? And what has stood out about his performance this year?
Yeah, I mean, James Brockermeyer came in first day in, and he's a very fun guy to hang around with. I mean, he's very friendly, and he's very he can talk a lot about football as well. I mean, he was not really a hard guy to get around with, but his mood around the offensive lineman, not only on our room, but also in the locker room with the whole team. I mean, he's very fun guy to hang around with, and that's the type of guy that you can build chemistry off of. And the way he's been playing this year, I mean, it's immaculate. I mean, he's been a great leader. He knows a lot of ball. He knows a lot of knowledge about the game, and we're just excited to go behind his lead.
Next, we'll go to Barry Jackson. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, sorry about that delay, Francis. I was going to ask you with Alex being coached by him, if you had to tell high school recruits the benefit of coming here, how he will make you better, and also kind of a lighthearted thing with him. Is there any funny way he's shown you over these last few years how much he cares in terms of, do you get late night texts? Do you get 5 a.m. texts? Do you get texts in the middle of June?
I mean, Coach Mirabel is one of the best coaches out there to ever, coach as the offensive lineman. And I'm just a byproduct of it. I mean, coming in, I wasn't really sure what I'm gonna do, but with his lead, and he's the type of coach that comes to you straight up, and he's an old school coach, and that's the way I like it. I mean, he pushed me very hard to be who I am today, and it's all thanks and like all the thanks to him. And Coach Mirabel is the type of guy that he's always up at 4 a.m, and he'll be texting his Twitters, and he'll be sending us message in the group chat at 4 a.m, and we're we're just that's something that we make fun of, but that type of guy that brings that much energy into the group, and not only that, but he's very efficient with how he brings his stuff. I mean, he's the same guy today, tomorrow, and he'll be the same guy next week. I mean, he always goes hard, and he's like the type of coaches that you look up to. Like, he's very small, but his vocal and his leadership speaks a lot.
Thank you.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Dan Hope. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Francis, I know you were teammates with Carnell Tate in high school. Just what was it like playing with him then, and what's it been like to see his development at Ohio State?
I already know he was gonna do what he's doing right now. I mean, he was that guy over there, IMG, head down, and didn't really talk much, but it's all about his business. But he's the same guy that I'm seeing on film as well. I mean, he's been going around, catching balls, making plays out down there, which is what I expected out of him from the day we met at IMG. He's a great guy, great leader, great teammate as well. And I know he'll be one of the threats at the Ohio State.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap up with Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead.
CC, you had an opportunity this season to do something rare for an offensive lineman, score a touchdown. Just bring me into that and, kind of the trick plays in the wheelhouse of this offense that they were willing to trust you in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, we practiced this play like around 2 years ago, but finally got a chance to run it. I mean, it's an honor. I mean, it's, I know my strength and my athleticism, and to be able to be trusted by the coaches with that play, I mean, it's speak of something else. And I'm very grateful that we run it, got a chance to run it. I mean, if we practiced 2 years for a play that we never run, I mean, it's disappointing. But, when we got down there with Syracuse, we were supposed to call another play, but, fortunately, someone called a timeout, and we came off the field, and me and Coop was going to coach, "Hey, man, coach, just give me the ball, coach. I'll put it in the end zone." And, luckily, coach trusted me with that opportunity, and, so I went out there and do my thing.
Hey, James, I know you guys have only had a limited time so far to watch Ohio State film, but just from what you have seen from their defensive front, what makes them so effective?
Yeah, first of all, they're super talented. I would imagine all of those guys will have great careers in the NFL, and they've had a great season. And they're strong, they're smart, they're physical, they play the game the right way. So once again, we have a tremendous challenge on our hands, and it's a great opportunity for us.
And then you've played next to Inez Cooper all season. I know there was a video going around of one of his highlights of him pancaking a dude. Like, what have you seen from him? What makes him so effective? And what's he like to play next to all season?
Yeah, he's very fun to play with. He's a very entertaining person to play with on the field too. I mean, he's a stud all around. He plays super physical, and he's very smart at the same time. He's one of those guys that probably could come out there and not make any calls, and he would know what to do. So he's a stud, great guy, great football player, and I'm really, really grateful to play next to him.
And not to monopolize the time, but you mentioned he's funny, or fun to play with, and amusing to play next to. What's the funniest moment you can, PG-13 that you can say that he's done on the field?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can see all of it out there. I mean, he's always just saying whatever crazy stuff he's doing. There's probably a lot of stuff I can't repeat that he says, but just very, very funny, very, very entertaining. But at the same time, he's a pro and does everything the right way too.
Next, we'll go to Jordan McPherson. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, hey James. As a guy from the Dallas area, just what does it mean? Does it mean a little extra to be playing in the Cotton Bowl for the second round?
It's cool for my friends and family be able to come to the game, but I'd say playing in the quarterfinals against Ohio State is more than enough motivation to be ready for the game. And there's a lot more to the game than just me coming around where I'm from. So we're really excited for the opportunity.
And then for you, since you got to Miami, where would you say has been the biggest growth in your game, and what can you attribute that to?
I think coming to Miami, one of the biggest things I've grown with, just like a mental understanding of the game. I think I've really been fortunate to have really good coaches who have poured just so much into me over the season. Teach me all the, the formations, all the tags we have in our, pass and run game, and I feel like I have a much broader understanding of the entire offense as a whole here than the place I've been in the past.
Next, we'll go to Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead.
James, for you going through this road with the team this season to get to where you are right now, representing the ACC, the only team from that conference, what does that mean to you? Does that have any place in your heart or in your mind, knowing that you're representing the power of the ACC?
Yeah, I mean, we're aware of it. I mean, obviously we would have loved to been able to have the chance to play in the ACC championship game this year, but at the end of the day, I think everything happens for a reason, and everything that's happened throughout the season, the highs and the lows, have all got us to this point. So, yeah, it's definitely an honor to represent the ACC in the playoffs, and at the same time represent the U.
Looking at the leadership of Carson back under center, what has that experience been like for you, and what can you say about how he leads, just the way he goes about the game?
Yeah, he's awesome. He leads us vocally, leads us by example. He's just an all-around great leader, great guy, great friend that I've been super fortunate to meet and play with this year. And it's just pretty crazy to play with him. I mean, he's a guy we used to play against back in the day. So he's just a total stud all around. And he's part of the reason we've had success this year, obviously.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go to Barry Jackson. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, James. Going up against these defensive tackles in practice, what is a skill about Justin Scott specifically that you think has made him come on this year? And also any thoughts, same question with Moten and with Blay, as far as what they've added?
Yeah, all of those guys have been awesome for us this year. And it's no surprise that they've had a great season and been part of such a great defense for us this year. I mean, even in spring ball and fall camp, those guys were always, giving us a lot of challenges up front, and it's made us better. We make them better at the same time. So we're very blessed to be able to get great looks like that in practice. And like I said, all those guys are total studs and have very bright futures in football. So we're really lucky to be able to have them on our team, and can't wait to see what they do next game.
Is there a specific skill with Justin Scott, James, which you can point to?
Yeah, I mean, he's all around. He's a great player. He plays with great energy. He plays a good pad level. He's very strong and physical at the point of attack. So I'd say those things are his best attributes, and great person as well.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap up with Kenneth Berry. Kenneth, go ahead.
Hey, James. In regards to the synergy of the offense and how you guys have kind of grown together throughout the season, how much input, like in terms of crystal ball, obviously his experience, former Hurricane, former lineman, how much has his influence kind of rubbed off on you guys in just, the identity of how this offense is supposed to look?
Yeah, obviously, Coach Cristobal being a former offensive lineman, he places a big emphasis on the trenches, whether that's offense or defensive line. So that's one of, obviously his area of specialty. I mean, every coach has their specific thing that they've, coached in the past. So he places a big point of emphasis on that, and it's really cool for him to be able to lead us. Just, obviously I'm biased as an offensive lineman to be able to play for an offensive line guy. It's really cool to experience, and we're just really blessed and lucky to have him as our coach.